Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of our video newsletter. In this video I want to talk to you about the 72-hour hold under the Baker Act and why it hasn't started. So I had a call from a family very recently. They took their minor child to a hospital, and it's now been 24 hours and the hospital says we're keeping her, and they couldn't find a bed for her. So the father said, well, it's now been 24 hours and that means in 2 days' time it's going to be 72, and I want her released. And the hospital said, no, actually the 72 hours hasn't even begun to start. And he said, well, how can that be? And so the way that hospitals typically get away with that is there is a provision within Chapter 394, which is the Baker Act, which basically gives the facility or the hospital time to, quote, medically clear somebody. And while that sort of medical clearance is going on, the 72-hour clock isn't ticking. In fact, it's not ticking at all. And so what can happen is your loved one is now, potentially, say, at an emergency room or a hospital, and the hospital, perhaps they can't even find somewhere to send your loved one, and the clock hasn't started ticking. They could spend 2, 3, 4 days at a hospital, and then they get transported somewhere else, and then the 72 hours starts to tick. So 72 hours can really almost turn into a week. And so, the answer to the question is they can get away with it because, well, there's this, little clause within the statute that says medical clearance, which is why you need to hire an experienced Baker Act lawyer who's familiar with Chapter 394, all 185 pages of it, and knows how to, to get around things like that and how to deal with things like that. So if you have more questions about it, please feel free to reach out to us. In the meantime, stay safe and be well.